France. In the first instance, we choose France because it is a country with a great history, which is full of art, economic, and political problems and other. We focus on the famous French Revolution that took place at the beginning of the year 1789. From there arose a beautiful painting that is very famous today, Liberty Leading the People, made by Eugène Delacroix. We focus on this work of art, science through this image great feelings and the impression that freedom lives on the society can be transmitted. Liberty Leading the People, made by Eugène Delacroix in 1830, symbolizes the French Revolution that occurred on 5 May. The painting depicts a scene where the people of Paris rise with arms before the King Charles X of France. You can see a woman with a flag in her hands representing freedom. We can also see a man with a black hat that representing the bourgeoisie. In the background, you can see a wounded man asking for mercy. Also, in the background, you can see too many people and the smoke representing the battle and the chaos that France had to go through the achievement of their freedom. On the right, you can see a tower of the Cathedral of Paris, referring to the scenario where everything happened and the revolution that made history.
The French Revolution began in 1789 when some revolutions began to be generated in the Middle Ages. This revolution had presented the ideas of liberty, fraternity, and equality in French. The beginning of the French Revolution was on the July 14, 1789 in Paris with the storming of the Bastille. This caused some disturbance in French standards the revolution in this country. First of all, the French Revolution standard, lack of freedom of people, the growing poverty of country, social inequality, economic inequality, and some problems in the power of will. Modification in the feudal system, establishment of the new law, creation of a new republican system, entry of Napoleon.
Hi everyone, in this moment I will talk about the economic cause of the French Revolution. The population of France increased by a million in a few years. For this reason, doesn't have food for every people. This is a great problem of France because some departments of France doesn't have food for some person. Many people died for this reason because it doesn't have food for every people. Now, political cause. France, after so many wars, became a country without economic resources. When Louis XVI was in power, he increased taxes on France because he wanted to help the United States gaining the independence. When Louis XVI was in power, he increased taxes on France because he wanted to help the United States gain independence. The French people didn't like this, and for this reason there were many protests in this country.
Monarchical strange from 1789 to 1792 when the monarchy was eliminated. Republican strange. It began with the elimination of the monarchy until 1804. Imperial strange. Napoleon empowered in 1804.
Napoleon Bonaparte and the French Revolution. Napoleon was born in Ajaccio, France in 1769 and he died in Saint Helena in 1821. Napoleon became a great military and became a military and political symbol, the most important in history.